What is going on, IF Warriors? Is your boy Edward V, and today we're going to talk about a guy who fasted for an incredible 382 days. You're not going to want to miss this story. Stay tuned. How's everybody doing out there? Today I wanted to take some time to look at a case study that we can all learn from. One thing I do want to say before I start this is by no means do I condone or advocate for one to fast for such an extreme amount of time. 382 days of fasting is a phenomenal amount of time. The medical industry looked at this study and frowned upon it, which I completely understand because it's such a long time of someone not eating. What he did to survive, however, is one, he lived off his body fat. So his body, he was actually extremely overweight, very heavy set. He was 456 pounds. 456 pounds. This was done in 1965 in Ireland. The doctor who wanted to do this study went ahead and selected him, and he went ahead and volunteered to be part of the study. He is recognized by the Guinness World Record, and the reason, it's funny because the reason that I know about his story is because I tried to see what the Guinness World Record was to see if I could even come, close to competing against it. Yes, believe it or not, I wanted to compete against the fasting world record because I felt that I had the ability to fast for as long as I wanted to, and if there was a reason to go far, like maybe 43 days or 44 days, I could go ahead and try to do that. I was gonna, of course, pack on a lot of fat first and then go ahead and do that to protect my muscles. And of course, working out and stuff and all of that while I'm losing weight to retain as much muscle tissue as possible. Of course, I didn't want to lose all my muscles. I know that I wasn't gonna be supplementing them with amino acids. I get that for everybody out there who's ready to get on the comment section and try to rip me apart in terms of protein and amino acids. I understand its necessity. I just don't think it's such a big deal as you guys think it is. I feel that resistance training is most paramount to building and retaining muscle, but that's besides the point. I tried to see if I could come close to this record, but when I saw that the record was 382 days, I said, no, it's impossible. I will literally lose everything that I work for because that is just too much time without enough amino acids to fuel my muscle retention and growth. Or not growth, but just the retention of it. There's got to be some level of amino acids within like a year. I mean, that's something that was unattainable when I saw it. But what I did is I looked into his story, and I've known about this for a long time, but I want to share this story with you guys because it's an interesting story. He was 456 pounds. What ended up happening is he went from 456 pounds all the way down to 180 pounds. So that's an incredible 276 pounds. Unbelievable. The way he kept himself alive was that, one, of course, he consumed his body fat, of course, and also they gave him he had vitamin, he drank water, he drank sparkling water, coffee and tea. So those are the only things he took, none of which passed 10 calories per day. So his body was still within a fasted state throughout the entire process. And it's funny, he ended up breaking his fast 1 year and like a month after he started it, and he had like one hard-boiled egg and a piece of toast with butter. And they asked him, like, how do you feel? Like, are you okay? Are you good? And he said that he felt a bit full, but that he thoroughly enjoyed the meal. This is a testimony to his willpower to partake in something like that, such an extreme thing. It's so extreme that, you know, the Guinness Book of Records, they don't even accept the application to try to beat his record. So his record will remain intact forever unless someone has a third party monitor them, and then they do it that way, and then they submit it to the Guinness World Record. Then they would have to obviously accept the new person who did it, but they're not going to accept a submission for you to start the process to go ahead and break his record. So even if you want to break his record, you can't even contact Guinness to do it. You're going to have that formatted and set up on your own. And not advocating to break this gentleman's record at all, just stating that interesting fact. But one thing that I found even more interesting than that is that he didn't die until 1990. He actually lived to the age of 98, which is pretty good for a male at that time frame. It's interesting to me because he was supposed to have died medically within 30 days. Because within 30 days, living off of supposedly just water and sugar is not sustainable by the medical standards, and they said that he was going to die within 30 days of fasting. Not only did he not die within 1 month, he went ahead and did 13 more months. And the reason I highlight this is, one, it's an interesting story of fasting, and that's who I am. I'm the fasting guy. That's what I research. But it's also an even more telling story of how society and how the medical industry and how the fitness industry and how the food industry and everything, they're all teamed up. And, you know, and don't get me wrong, medical science is extremely important, but just because something is in the medical field does not exempt them from the wanting to gain monetary value from certain myths and certain things that are floating already. But for someone to tell you, hey, you know, you gotta make sure you eat every day. I mean, you gotta make sure you don't, fast for too long. You gotta make sure you eat those 6 meals or those 3 meals, because it's really dangerous for you not to eat. But then we have a gentleman that could survive 382 days of fasting. I mean, it's ludicrous to me that one would think just fasting for 20 hours versus 382 days, where the gentleman, not only did he survive, he went on to have children, he went on to live a long and healthy life and lived on to the age of 98. Yet here we are in this day and age where people are telling us, like, hey, you can't fast for 20 hours. Oh my God, what's going on with you? And that is so fueled by the propaganda of fitness gurus and fitness experts and health experts and even doctors, unfortunately, even doctors. But hopefully this story was very insightful for you guys, and it helps you understand how ridiculous it is when people talk about how dangerous it is for you to fast for a day, fast for 20 hours, fast for 23 hours. It isn't dangerous. It's not something, it's actually healthy, and it extends lifetime expectancy. And I mean, yeah, he's one guy. Do you think it's maybe just a coincidence that he lived till he was 98? Maybe, possibly. But I feel like it had a lot to do with the fasting. I feel like it had a lot to do with the cells being able to just literally reproduce and heal for 382 days. I find that to be a remarkable amount of time of letting your body do its self-healing, its self-rejuvenation. Not putting in any type of chemicals into your body, not putting in any type of outside chemicals, prolonging yourself for 1 year of not having, because food has bad things in it. Food has things in it that's going to kind of deteriorate your body little by little. It's just the way it is. That's how food is. But it has good things in it as well. But he was able to not take those things in for an entire year and a month, and then still be able to then start living a normal life. Lost all his weight, never gained it back, which was another good thing. He never gained back that weight. He kept it off. One other interesting fact, throughout his fast, he would take about 37 to about 48 days on average to go to the bathroom. That's pretty crazy. I hope he was okay. I hope he was okay during the times where he actually went into the restroom. But look him up. His name is Angus Barbieri. Very remarkable story. I'm not advocating for anyone to attempt this at all. I will ensure you that you will lose all of your muscle if you do something like this, because you're not using any amino acids rejuvenation in any way, shape, or form for that long. If it was just 30 days or something, or if it was just 43 days, I would go and attempt it so that I can have that record or something, but it isn't. And I'm not gonna go ahead and risk losing all of my muscle to attempt to do this record. And this record is just too extreme anyways for me to want to attempt. But hopefully you guys learned something from this story. Thank you for watching this video, and if you have any other questions to any other videos that I had in the past, I will have it here, of course, like always, and I'll have my subscribe button right here. Thank you for joining me today, and I will see you next week. Peace out, guys.